The COVID-19 pandemic has transformed and upended our lives more swiftly than we could have imagined. It has sickened more than 4 million people around the world, including more than 1.3 million here in the United States. It has taken countless lives and created economic chaos and insecurity for millions of individuals and their families. It has changed the way we live, study, work, and are connected with each other. Now we are coming to grips with the fact that many of these changes and costs will be felt far into the future. For the last 2 months, we have focused our attention on the need to make quick decisions and take immediate action to confront and mitigate the effects of the pandemic on our university. With the help of many across campus, in less than 10 days, our faculty converted all spring courses, and our staff and administrators transitioned all operations to a successful virtual environment. I am amazed at the high quality of work our staff was able to deliver while balancing a variety of other demands working from home. Our hard work and efforts have paid off. We were able to allow students to complete their academic year, and we assisted in the safe move-out of more than 97% of our on-campus students. This past Saturday, we conferred over 2,600 degrees through a virtual graduation ceremony. To my knowledge, there have been no positive cases reported amongst our students, faculty, or staff. Brookings County numbers have remained low. Together with the Brookings community, pressure on the Brookings healthcare system has also remained low. Looking ahead, we are facing continued challenges on more than one front. First, there is the unprecedented global effort to slow the spread of COVID-19 disease and to keep our most vulnerable protected. Numerous and complex decisions will need to be made in the coming weeks and months to ensure our community remains safe while we simultaneously adapt to ensure continuity of our teaching and research missions. In addition, the necessary actions to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic have created economic challenges for businesses and organizations around the world and across nearly every industry, including higher education and our university. As we confront this dual health and economic crisis, we must remain steadfast in the constant pursuit of our core values, mission, goals, and vision outlined in our strategic plan. These core commitments are at the front of my mind as we consider scenarios that will ensure the university's success today and into the future. We now need to plan for that future. Although this is a challenging and uncertain time, and being mindful of the fact that public health circumstances are constantly evolving, we know more about the virus than we did 2 months ago. The CDC and South Dakota Department of Health guidelines have been enhanced and continue to be updated. We have also learned from examples around the world, the United States, and from within our own state that will assist us as we prepare protocols and practices going forward. As we move into the recovery phase of our emergency planning, we will continue to follow National Incident Management System guidelines. These include bringing faculty, staff, and students and the public back to campus. To accomplish this, I have convened the Jax Our Back Task Force, which I am directly leading. Jax Our Back is charged with developing and implementing plans to ensure the health and safety of students and employees as we return to campus for work and plan for face-to-face instruction next fall. Jax Our Back will advise and instruct action-oriented working groups led by members of my leadership team and experts from across the university. Additionally, we understand the importance the Brookings community plays in welcoming our students back to the community. We will look to them to be an integral partner as we prepare our plans. The Jacks Are Back Task Force has 5 primary focus areas to include academics led by Provost Dennis Hedge, student life led by Vice President Michaela Willis, research led by Vice President Scholl, human resources led by General Counsel and Interim Vice President Tracy Green, and athletics led by Athletic Director Justin Sell. Each of the primary focus areas may convene subcommittees to prepare more detailed plans on preparing our campus for return to normal. Jacks Are Back also includes support groups to provide technical support to all of the primary focus areas. They will be very active and provide overarching support. These include facilities and services, finance and budget, technology, communications, and public health. Vice President Daniel Scholl is providing leadership for a community group to ensure transparency and communication between Brookings leadership and SDSU. We know that many people on our campus and community are interested and hopeful for a return to Jackrabbit athletics and other programs. I am too, but I do not have specific information that I can share with you today. Jacks Are Back has been meeting twice a week for the past 2 weeks and has prepared several planning and guiding principal documents which will be communicated in the near future to the campus community. They are establishing timelines in order to meet upcoming deadlines as we move into the summer and fall. On June 1, administrative leave for employees will end. Our focus is to restore operations and productivity in a safe environment. This may include a mix of staff working remotely and on campus. Decisions on employees' return to work will be done through guidance from Human Resources, campus leadership, and Board of Regents guidelines. Detailed information on plans for June 1 operations will be distributed to the campus later today. As with every fiscal year, there are rapidly approaching deadlines related to our finances. All of higher education and the state of South Dakota are facing budget challenges that were unimaginable just 2 months ago. We don't yet know the full economic impact of the pandemic, but early indications suggest it will be significant. Our state will face choices that will affect the public university system, including South Dakota State University. We've already seen financial impacts on units such as housing and food services, as well as to our museums, athletics, and performing arts programs. All have lost revenue as a result of the pandemic. While it is too soon to say with certainty what our budget constraints will be for this fiscal year that begins July 1, we have every reason to believe that there will be a financial impact. The university was already taking proactive financial steps prior to the pandemic. These included pauses in hiring, with exceptions for essential services and key faculty and research positions, as well as travel restrictions. Even through uncertainty, there have been positive side effects on our budget because of the pandemic, to include reduced operating and maintenance expenses. In the end, the budget decisions made earlier in the year, as well as the positive side effects, have placed us in a solid financial position to close this fiscal year. Overall, the status of our fiscal year 2021 budget will only be clear when we have definitive plans for the opening of our campus, better projections for our enrollment in the summer and fall, and final decisions on state funding. In all likelihood, we will not have this information until the end of September. Until then, we will be operating very conservatively. I recognize there are many questions about how the pandemic has affected our current operations and what the future holds. Given the dynamic nature of this situation, it will be critical for you to take the responsibility to stay informed. The COVID-19 website has been the communication tool throughout this emergency. To stay current, I would ask that you stay connected by reading upcoming Monday morning messages, as well as communications from Human Resources and the Office of the Provost. Additionally, we are creating a Jacks Are Back website, which will include campus and community communications, as well as other important information pertaining to university operations and fall planning. Development of this website has just begun, but will continue to evolve, and I ask you that you please check on it often. As I watched the virtual graduation ceremonies this last weekend, I was inspired. In her commencement address, former Students Association President Allison Monson referred to our school song to relay the importance of loyalty. She said, "A promise to our university to be loyal. This loyalty is not to state, but rather to one another. Our song is a commitment that on the highest hills and in the deepest valleys, jackrabbits are loyal. We are united and we are one. Nothing can change that." Vice Provost Dr. Mary Kay Helling provided motivating words of encouragement as we look toward the future. She said, "You have no idea what is ahead of you. Sometimes we are asked to do things that we don't think we can do. These can become some of the most fulfilling choices in life. Despite the difficult decisions and sacrifices ahead, I want to share with you my optimism that in planning for the future, we can go beyond what is being called the new normal. We can become the model of a land-grant university that emerges from the pandemic true to our core values and focused on our mission, leading us to be a premier university. To accomplish our goals, I am convinced we must continue to be open to new ideas, assume good faith, work together with trust, expect and exhibit grace, and put the common good before self-interest. Thank you for your exceptional efforts, your understanding, and your commitment to working together.